In this episode, I will try to read out some more TK50 tapes and also try out to read tapes that were baked for about 8 hours in an oven. Hello viewers, welcome back to another tape episode. And in my last episode I tried to read out some tapes and it wasn't successful at all. So especially two tapes, these tapes here on the right, these two ones weren't readable in the last episode. In the meantime, I've read out all the tapes here on the left. These are all my 7 Passworks tapes, so now I have a copy of all my Passworks tapes that I have. This mostly is version 4 and 2 of them are version 5, so these Passworks tapes are all backup, and these tapes are also my tapes. Here on the right, these are 2 of 3 tapes which I got from someone else to read them out, and these 2 tapes were sticky and I wasn't able to read them with my TK50 tape drive. And now I've tried the baking procedure. So I've put both tapes in an oven for about 8 hours at 45 degrees Celsius, or this is about 113 degrees Fahrenheit. It was a regular kitchen oven, but it was a digital controlled oven, and you can see it here on the left there. The thermometer shows a bit higher temperature, but I know that the temperature is a bit lower than the thermometer shows, because this thermometer is quite old. It's from my grandmother, and it's not very accurate. I know that the temperature is 2 to 3 degrees lower than the thermometer shows, and everything's okay. You have to check that you are not going above 50 degrees Celsius. And now these 2 tapes are baked, and I will try out to read them with my tape drives. I use a bit different setup now. Now I use this TZ30 tape drive and not the TK50, because the TZ30 is much easier to access when the tape gets stuck. So this is the reason why I use this tape, and it's also easier to clean the TZ30, and it's connected to the Workstation 4000 VLC now, because in that workstation is a hard drive with much more space, much more available space, and therefore I can copy all tapes on this machine, but this machine boots also from the VEX 4200. And here there is the first tape, the first baked tape. I've tried out this setup with my test tape you saw on the last video and also in the intro, and the test tape is readable in that tape drive. So from the hardware side the setup is working, and now I will put in the first tape and try out that it's readable after the baking process. So first it starts to read or enter the tape. Sounds normal. Okay, so it's inserted without an error. So this means it's okay. So it's here. Let's see OpenVMS. Let's try to mount the tape. And it's possible to mount the tape. You can see now the tape is mounted. So now I can read out that tape. So in the next step I will copy the data. So I will use a tripod now to show the screen. So first I have to switch to a tripod, and after then I will enter more commands. Now I have both hands available to enter some commands, and you can see the console. First I will go to the main folder of the tape. Yes. And then I will copy all files to a folder I've defined before. What I forget the name of the hard drive, because I don't really use that machine very often. It's DK0. So copy everything to DK0, and there is also a folder tape temp, but I've added another folder tape 1 because there is enough space for more than one tape. Then it should copy the data. Now let's show you the tape drive. It's spinning. I think it's spinning to the end, so there's no sticking tape anymore. So this tape can be read by the tape drive completely. So what else can be? No, this can be, or data is readable because maybe there are some structural damage on the coding, but the tape drive does not get stuck. Yeah, so now we have to wait because this process takes a lot of time, but I was able to mount the tape, and at the moment I think I can read at least parts of the tape, and now I have to wait, or we have to wait until the process will be finished. So I couldn't read out the whole tape. You can see there were some parity errors. So the backup file is only one file. There was only one file on the tape, but this is also written on the tape label. So I think this is the only file. But maybe I can extract parts of the backup file, because a bit of this backup file is also now on the hard drive. But now I will dismount the tape and try to read out the other tape. And the other tape is the tape that was more problematic the last time. So this here, there is the other tape. First, so I've covered the label so you can't see the original label of the tapes. First, let's dismount the tape, and then I will put in the other tape and see if it's possible to mount that tape as well after the baking process. So, successfully unloaded. Now I can also move it. Let's have a look inside if there's any dust or something visible. Nope. And then let's put in that tape. Nope. Now there is an error. So it won't read that tape. Let's check if it's possible to unload it. Okay, unloading is possible. That's interesting. So I can unload it. Let's check it. You can see maybe hope it's visible. You can see there are some spots on the tape. Maybe you can see them, and I think the coding is hardly damaged. Let's make another try, but I don't think that tape is readable or can be read Now there is no error. So let's try to mount it. No. Interestingly, it just unloads it. But there was no error. So, third try. Yeah, I will do several tries and maybe I will tell you the result later, but I will do several tries now. That's interesting. After I've set it to write protect, the tape drive won't get an error and also does not automatically unload the tape. So before I've tried it several times between the last scene and now, but every time the tape drive unloads the tape. And now I've added it to write protect and now the tape is successfully loaded. So that means I can try to mount the tape, MKA 500, and then override ID and yeah, but bones, there's no access. Let's try to unload it, load it again. Yeah, as you can see, now I was able to mount the third tape and it was a hard piece of work. The TK50 won't load the tape and I did several tests with it and maybe I think I broke the TK50, maybe I broke also something else because I tried out another TK50 but I wasn't able to read the tape. I wasn't able even to read the tape that works all the time. Therefore I think there's maybe an issue with the tape drive, but also it smells a bit like burnt plastic. Maybe also the power supply is not very good in the external SCSI chassis. Maybe there's also a power, that has to do something with the power distribution. I don't know. So therefore I decided to try it out with the TK50 in my VEX 4200 again. So you see the terminal here in front, and you can see I was able to mount the tape. But there were some other steps between it because I've opened the tape. And I did not make video of it, but I have made this photo. And you can see it was not wound up very well. So I think the last try and also the previous use from the previous tryout did not wind up everything correctly. So I've put the tape in another TK30 and manually wind the whole tape in the tape drive, and then I've put the power on the tape that the tape drive can wind up on the tape, the whole tape correctly. So now there is a correct winded up tape, and as you can see it's also mounted. So now I will try to copy all the data. I don't think it's possible with all data, but so I've also in the meantime I've also used the backup tool to read out the data from the other tape, and there was a message that not everything was able to recover, but a lot of the data I could recover from the other tape. So let's go to the folder of the root folder of the tape. It's MUA 0. That's possible, and then let's try out copy everything to the tape temp folder, which is empty because this is the VEX 4200 again, and you know there is not a lot of space available. So is everything correct? Yes. No. I know it's tape temp. Now it starts, and now we'll see if how much data I can recover from that tape. Yes, I was able to copy some data from the tape, but after a while the system went into a controller error, and after that I wasn't able to copy any data from that tape, and I'm not able to even to mount the tape again. Every time I try out to mount the tape again, the tape drive indicates an error. So I think, after baking, the tape is only readable once, and I think after a while, the reading process hits a point where nothing was readable, and then it indicates that controller error, and I've tried out to clean the tape drive, but the tape drive was clean. There was no dirt on the head. So therefore I think the tape drive is okay. And I think this is could only restore a bit of the data of the tape. And this is then the end of that video, and I showed that it's possible to recover some data with the baking process, but not all data. So if the tape is structurally damaged, you can bake, but it does not help to recover everything. But I hope you found that video interesting, and you can leave the comments down below, and see you in the next episode.